This is the Carwash on Laduma Radio.
Elsewhere in the news, I think the story of the week, Kaizer Chiefs transfer ban. I had the big interview yesterday. I spoke to a lawyer about it, and from my side, what I can see is that this is more so a corruption issue with the Madagascan FA. But thoughts on this? I mean, this could potentially derail Kaizer Chiefs next season. You know
this could derail them this season, in effect. I mean, mentally, what does it do? Do you know?
Yeah.
Look, I hope not. I still feel. Yeah, I mean, it's their league to lose right now, isn't it? Obviously.
Yeah.
But I think going in the next 2 transfer windows, knowing that you cannot add any substance to your current squad. Luckily for them, they've got a good squad.
Yeah.
For me, not enough depth at the moment.
Bit too senior as well.
Too senior, yeah. Very good point, yeah. They always have been though, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've always had this sort of senior crop of players that sort of run the show. It's going to be very interesting, eh? I hope it gets overturned because Kaizer Chiefs it's good content as well, you know. We love talking about them. There's always something happening at Kaizer Chiefs.
Biggest fan base in the country too.
Absolutely. Probably in Africa, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So yeah, bud. What do you think, Tex? What's your expert opinion on this?
Expert opinion. I think it's bad, man, for the fact that you can't sign anybody. Not that we know that Kaizer Chiefs actually sign too many players, but for the fact that, you're restricted from doing that, I think it's bad for any team.
Yeah.
And for a team that actually will be, if it happens that they win the league, they will be in Champions League. In Champions League, you need depth, and they don't have that even in the league, the PSL itself. So for them, it's going to be...
They do lack a bit of depth there.
They do, Chief. And imagine now going to Champions League with the players that they have. It's a problem because now you need to manage domestic and Champions League as well. They don't have the numbers.
Yeah, I never even thought of the Champions League, to be honest.
Yeah. So now you as a coach or as a team, you'll be looking at maybe the guys that you actually wanted to let go end of the season. So now you need to take those options, 1 year options there, the guys that you actually loaned out. They need to come back and actually have the team. So you end up having the squad of maybe 20% of the players that you don't want to use. But because, the numbers, they don't make sense, you need to add those numbers in. I think it's going to be very difficult for Kaizer Chiefs and for the players as well, that they know of themselves that they're not going to be used, but they're there because, they might be used maybe sparingly. So I don't think it's a good thing for any team. But also, it also teaches you as well. Other teams as well should learn from this because sometimes we take advantage of signing a player very quickly, not following the proper procedures. Whether Dex was playing in an amateur league or whether not, you must respect the other teams as well. The other teams that actually helped you to find this crop of a player to at the stage where he is.
Yeah.
So I don't think Kaizer Chiefs also follow the proper procedure. If they did, good luck to them. But if they didn't. It's not the first time that I've heard a South African team doing this. And most of the time, when they do it locally, they get away with it because we grew up supporting all these big teams and we're scared to actually challenge them.
Yeah.
For the fact that they've been challenged like this, it was very, very interesting to see whether Kaizer Chiefs will be able to come out with evidence saying that actually this boy wasn't playing in a professional setup. Because now the money that they want this boy to pay, and I doubt Kaizer Chiefs actually pay that.
Yeah.
So, but still, we'll see. It will be very, very interesting to see. But for me, and I would say Kaizer Chiefs, they've done shady businesses before.
Yeah, well, how long does this process take now? Like, what's do you know, Slu?
This is the insane part to me is that Dax was signed in August 2018. This ruling was just like it's a year and a half later now, and this comes out. I don't know how long the appeal process is going to take, considering that. But what I do know about this is it kind of draws a larger question about governing football bodies in Africa. Because one, I can tell you this, from my perspective, it looks like Kaizer Chiefs are innocent here. It looks like Dax was a free agent, and then the team, Fosa Juniors, that they signed him from, seemed to have kind of tampered with documents and made it seem like he was still signed to them.
Yeah.
That's why this fine has been issued. There's a lot of blurry details, but it's just this strange thing of how are we still, in the age of technology and the age of all of this stuff, how are we still dealing with contract dispute?
It's ridiculous.
It's remarkable to me. And so the question that I'd ask you guys is, moving forward, how do we stop this from happening again? Because we also have this issue where club officials are also part of the governing bodies. In this country, Irvin Khoza, for example, is PSL chairman. He's also chairman of Orlando Pirates. So how do we stop this situation from happening again?
But you remember, it's not just, I mean, I think Barcelona or Chelsea went through the same thing.
Exactly.
So as much as you can say, how is this still happening? I mean, it's the biggest team in the world and it's happened to them.
Still make those mistakes.
So I don't know, Slee. Like, if they can't get it right, are you expecting a little league like the PSL to get it right? You know what I mean?
Even worse, Madagascar.
So, yeah.
But just to protect also the image of the team, I think maybe Dax himself or the team that he was playing for couldn't be honest in the first place. I think one of them could have, took it upon themselves to actually make sure that the players were registered properly. And sometimes you find those teams, like especially in Madagascar, they're not asking for much. Give them your soccer jerseys, your bibs, soccer boots, something like that. They don't ask for much. but also it's just that, but it's just that for me, I think there's always this thing, no disrespect to Kaizer Chiefs, but there's always this thing of big teams disrespecting the smaller teams all the time.
Yeah.
And you find
that happens worldwide, eh?
Yeah, it happens worldwide. Even in the country where you find an official at the big team having talks with a player before even the contract expires.
Yes, we spoke about this last week.
Yeah. It's just that there's so many gray areas within our league. And then when this happens, it's just that it's said that it happens when Kaizer Chiefs are on top of the game, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it's just that those are the kind of things that people need to respect. You need to respect other teams as well, other players as well. Even Dax wanted to come to play in South Africa, but proper registration needs to be followed.
Yeah, of course.
And I think it applies to them as well. They wouldn't want any other team to do the same thing to them. So they don't need to do that to other teams as well. It's just that I feel like there's so much disrespect in small teams, whether it's Madagascar or not. I'm just speaking locally now. There's so much disrespect that happens.
It's like a monopoly of some sort.
Yeah. So I think if Kaizer Chiefs are innocent on this, I think this also it's a learning step for them. They need to make sure that going forward, they need to make sure that they're signing players that are proper.
Well, we can only hope that they're innocent.
Yeah,
I hope they're innocent.
I hope they're innocent because I would love to see Kaizer Chiefs doing well in the Champions League. I'd love to see them adding to the squad. It's. I mean, this is the right time. I think for players as well that in the PSL looking at Kaizer Chiefs, like I think for the first time in a while, players will actually feel like I want to play for Kaizer Chiefs now because they're doing so well. They're playing and the crowd are coming there. So I think it'll be so nice if the situation is reversed so that they can sign better players. And because we also want to see a fresh dominance in the league. I mean, Sundowns has been dominating for so long. So if Kaizer Chiefs can do the same, it will be interesting in the league.
It's theirs to lose, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
It's theirs to lose, bro.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, when I spoke to the lawyer yesterday, he said Kaizer Chiefs can still promote youth players. They can still sell. It's just signing from other teams that they can't do. But there's still options for them. They can sign
me, basically.
They can sign free agents.
Okay, Kaizer Chiefs.
Teko, the return.
What's
the
that?
Return of the General.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
I'll sell t-shirts then.
This is the Car Wash on Soccer Laduma Radio. This is Ohlangana Corner.